not at all.
You wanted to be ambassador to Italy. You love Italy.
Yeah, but I have a place there. I put in the book. Bob Dole said, well, if you have a place in Tuscany, why don't you invite your own friends? If you're ambassador, you're going to invite all those Texas guys who gave money to Bush. They'll be driving you nuts visiting Italy. They like Rome and Florence and Venice.
Exactly. Like the food and the wine.
Exactly.
Just for Al Gore for a moment, though, you did not support him. You were against him. You thought he was a little kooky.
Yeah,
and now you say about him, he was pretty smart. He was he was visionary. He was
a visionary on this whole global warming thing. I said he enlightened me. In the book, I say I never thought I'd pay $8 to go see a PowerPoint presentation by Al Gore. I said, boring Al Gore, and I got to pay $8 to hear what?
And you saw it, and
I saw it, and he got to me. It got my attention. Yeah, I said I got enlightened late, but he enlightened me.
Made a case for you.
He did.
That you said he's on to the right ideas.
He is. It's got to start someplace. Yeah.
You think America has the will to do what's necessary? The political will in Washington?
They have to. They have to. Forget the Kyoto agreements. We don't agree with a lot of people, but this has got to be a planet problem, not just a U.S. problem.
So we have to sign on to the Kyoto agreement
to something
and show that we understand that we're part of
we're out of step. We're out of step. Yeah, we got to get in step. It's too important. You don't want to foul the air and the water.
What do you think of the people who are running for president today?
Well, there are a lot of them.
Yes, we know that.
There's about 18 of them.
Let me go through them then. Are you more likely to support a Republican or a Democrat?
Well, I've gone through my life voting for 12 presidents, and about 6 I've been Democratic and 6 Republican.
Really?
Been mostly independent. So I don't know how I'll vote. I'd say in the book, keep your mind open. Be independent. Vote for the best guy. The hell with the party and the planks. Forget about it, the base. Who would make the best leader of the free world? We need it badly.
Okay, make that assessment for us right now in your judgment as a guy who has thought long and hard about competence, about leadership, about management, about the ability to take the country in a new direction.
Competence and character.
Yes.
I say in the book, I get very close. I don't endorse somebody, but I get very close to saying the competent managers today that I know would be on the Democrat side. Bill Richardson. Mm-hmm. Got a resume that is unbelievable. I'd hire him for anything, by the way.
You would. UN ambassador, Secretary of Energy, Governor of New Mexico, Congressman.
By 70% pluralities. He's Hispanic. But I've had breakfast with him recently.
You like him?
I like him a lot.
Are you close to endorsing him?
Yeah, Tim Russert asked me that. I just talked to him. He said, "You going to endorse him on the program?" No, I said, but he's a real contender. He's a real contender. Yeah. He's in the second tier.
What do you think of Barack Obama?
I don't know him. I've never met him, see. I've never met him. What I read about him, he seems like a phenomenon. He seems like a well-read guy.
President of the Harvard Law Review.
Yeah, but he needs experience in the world.
He doesn't have enough experience now to run the country?
At 45 years old, he doesn't.
Hillary Clinton.
I know her pretty well. Talked healthcare to her 14, 15 years ago. It didn't work. She sort of messed it up. But smart.
Could you vote for her?
No. On the Democrat side, I would start with Richardson, and on the Republican side, I would start with Mitt Romney.
Why do you like
competent? Well, I knew his mother and father so well.
You know, because they were Michigan governor.
He grew up almost next door to me in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, Mitt. But, you know, he did the usual Mormon bit. They're givers, and he did his 2 years as a missionary. Yeah. And he's run a hell of a good business. And he's been the governor of a state, a liberal state, for 4 years.
Massachusetts.
And we tend, Charlie, to gravitate to, I guess when things are tough, to people who have been governors and had some kind of executive experience.
Is there any reason to believe that the best days of America are behind it, that the generation now that the century now belongs to Asia?
I hope not. This is too great a country. This is still the best country in the world. I mean, it is. Administrations come and go. There's some good and some bad, but somehow we as a nation of immigrants, we seem to come together when the chips are down and do it. World War II, the Depression. That's why I like, of course, FDR when I was growing up. He was like a saint in our house, you know. And I love Truman. I never met Truman, by the way. But I admired his straight talk. You know,
made decisions.
Made decision maker, you know, buck stops here.
Right. Let me talk about this. Where have all the leaders gone?
Some of them died.
Well, you're one of them. We're looking for leadership.
Yeah.
We really are. At every institution in America, at every level.
Yeah.
Tell us what you know about leadership.
Well, I tried to distill it, Charlie, to 9 C's. Not because I'm a nut in alliteration, but I could remember them that way.
All right, tell us what they are.
And they start with curiosity, the ability to talk to somebody and hear them out and listen, curiosity. If you're not curious and don't listen to your allies, to Europe in this case, let's say. And it ends with common sense. But in between are creativity, ability to adapt, because the world changes. You got to adapt to the new deal going on, maybe China and India.
So let's just start. Let's curiosity. The second is creativity.
Yeah.
The 3 is
communication ability. C, the big C, communication ability to put it in writing what you're doing and talk with your enemies. Total communication, led by a guy like Ronald Reagan, eternal optimist, talked to everybody.
Yeah.
Stopped the Cold War without dropping a bomb, didn't he?
Yeah.
Got the wall down without a bomb.
Yeah. We're finding more because of these diaries he kept and a lot of other things that he was remarkably candid with himself.
Yeah. I like
and he wrote the letters that were, always insisted on writing his own letters and write those notes. A lot of things, a lot of people have great reservations about his administration because of other things. We built up the deficit, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
Because we spent a lot of money and cut taxes and at the same time, and there was more spending than there was revenue coming in.
Well, I got to know him pretty well, and then he made me head of the commission for the Statue of Liberty Ellis Island, which was a big labor of love. That
was a great ceremony, wasn't it?
500, yeah, right, ceremony, but the money's still coming in, Charlie. We're at $550 million we've raised for that. Still keeps coming in.
And what's the purpose?
To continue Ellis Island,
right. Okay, but let's go back to the thing. We had curiosity, we've got communication,
well, then there's
we've got creativity, we've got common sense.
There's charisma.
Charisma.
Yeah, and that, most people say charisma means flashy. I said, no, Harry Truman had charisma. What do you mean? You don't have to be flashy. Charisma is the ability to inspire somebody, inspire them. And if you inspire people, they trust you. They'll follow you if you inspire them. That's charisma, There's conviction, I call that fire in the belly, passion to do things right. The big one is character, tough to define, right? Mm. But you know the right from wrong, and you say you'll do the right thing. That's character. It has overtone of ethics, morals. That's what character is. When things are tough, you'd say the guy will make the right decision. Courage.
Courage to make the right decision.
Courage. I said courage. I told her the speech I made, I said, I learned a new expression. Courage, I use cojones. I picked up that word from a couple of Spanish people in California, I said. But that's true, that's courage,
You got to have the cojones to do it.
Right, you have the cojones to do it. And the one that, probably the last one is common sense, and that, you say, well, how do you treat common sense? You don't. You're sort of either born with it or you're not. If you don't know a difference from, I'll often say, I won't say it on the air with you, but if you know the difference between a dollop of horse manure and a dollop of vanilla ice cream, you'll never get it if you have to ask. You just won't. I used to have a boss tell me that all the time and say, I can't teach you that. It's called the school of hard knocks. You got to take a beating now.
Yes.